Welcome to another presentation in this Ascension Transmissions Light Body Activation and DNA Upgrade Summit Series. We are with Laurie Reyon, who has been working with the whales and dolphins and the white whales recently. And we're learning that they are here to support us in the light body activation and DNA upgrades. Laurie is an interspecies animal communicator, and she does such wonderful work on our planet and helps with a school, the Dimensional Mystery School. Laurie, thank you so much for being here. Thank you and welcome.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, as always, to talk about the topic of ascension. And of course, the creation of our light body is the returning to our true, authentic self. I'm sure many of you know that, we're in a water-based body on a water-based planet, but all of that is changing as the electromagnetic grids are changing. The third dimension is changing, and we're moving closer and closer now to the vibration of what we call 5D. And that is putting more light into our bodies so that we can be acclimated to that, to hold a higher frequency, a higher vibration, and to continue on this path of enlightening ourselves and transforming ourselves. So I'm just delighted to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we are excited to hear about the journey with the whales and the information that they offer on DNA upgrades. It really is a beautiful symbiotic relationship that the whales are here with us for. And I wanted to have you share about the light body itself. What is your understanding of the light body? Is it just a gateway to higher consciousness? What is your take on that?
Well, the light body in this, the truth of who we are is the true self. It's the authentic self. When you're not in a physical, dense incarnation, like the human incarnation that we're here on Earth, you're in your light body. That's your true, authentic self. And that's going back to when you perceive you emerged from source light as a light being to become something that would have a physical incarnation. And of course, I'm sure most of you have a sense of having many lifetimes in many worlds. But each time when you would transition from that particular world or form, you would return to your light body, which is your true avatar connection. This is when what we perceive to be the DNA, the 12 strands of DNA, would be fully activated, and everyone would be fully clairaudient, clairsentient. Our telepathy would be completely restored, and we wouldn't have the holographic image of duality, or the battle, I guess you would say, of the mind over the heart, where we would try to analyze something or figure something out, or choose to go into the paradigm of right and wrong as opposed to just free will choice. Because I believe we're all aspects of our creator. And I believe that as we enlighten ourselves and we awaken, we come to conscious creation. And conscious creation is in every thought, word, and deed throughout the day, throughout every day. We have a mantra that we use with my partner, Master Cat Puda, and it's what I think and what I feel now I bring into form, which is putting, your hands on the steering wheel. For years and years, Puda used to say, you're in the back seat. Stop putting yourself in the front seat. God is driving. Mother Earth is driving. You're not driving. You should be navigating, and you should be asking for permission to go here, and do that. Now, she says, you're totally completely in your galactic driving seat. You'll have your hands on the wheel. God's in the back seat, always available for advice. But it's up to you now to make free will decisions. And whatever you do, you'll be supported. And so to come back to escaping the different states of enlightenment. And that's something I thought actually we'd just cover here in the beginning. I've done quite a bit of work in creating the manuals for our whale and dolphin energy school and putting into words some of the teachings that come through Seth, who is the higher being that I work with. And she's embodied, Seth, I should say, is embodied as a cat. And I was born telepathic with animals. So, we talk all day long. We co-teach, actually, and Loren knows that. And she travels with me, but she breaks things down in a way that people can really understand them. So this is one of the first things that came through when I'm working on the Ascension movie, and I'm working with the manuals for the whale and dolphin school. She said, tell people the 4 stages that they're going through in the human evolution stages to return to light body, to return to God. And she says the first one that hopefully you've all transcended in this life is she calls it God in a box. And she says there is a God or a creator. That being or consciousness is to be worshipped. God is all powerful and you are not. You must bow down, pray, and worship as a humble, meek, and unworthy small being, asking for intention, intervention, and help with manifestation. So that would be described in many cases, and I'm not being disrespectful, please understand, to religion, but many of the religions would contain everything in a box, so to speak. The God is in a box. You must go to the box and, go from there. That you're not, in a sense, a divine being of light, which of course is a manipulation of control. The second stage of evolution is you come out of that and you go to that you are a creator, and that you're a creator with God. You discover your divine power and your worthiness, and you partner with God and the universal law of attraction. You've transcended that sense that you're separate from God, and you communicate with God or creator or spirit, and you view your life as a partnership with the divine, partnership with your creator. And I would like to say most of people probably listening to this or coming to our classes or working with Loren are probably there. We're in the sense of co-creation and understanding of your own divine power, and that your enlightenment is it's transitory. We're in a stage of evolution now, and we're not completely there yet, but we're getting there. I mean, in other words, I'm sure most of you can say, well, at some point during the day, you probably have the option to have a negative thought, or to have a dark thought, or to think gossip or a judgment that might cross your path. Hopefully you don't engage. Hopefully you don't go into that. But it's there. It's still on the planet. There's still lots of people out there playing in duality, and they have opinions and judgments, and they're not completely focused on themselves as the creator of their own experience. They're still playing a little bit of the victim-predator cycle. Okay, and that's definitely what we want to transcend, because that's giving your power away to someone else. Okay, so the last stage was where we're headed towards, and maybe some of you can say you're already there, or at least you spend some time there, and that is that you become a self-realized piece of God. You know you are God, and you know the creator is a part of you, and you are a part of the creator. You activate all of your natural gifts with intention, and you use them in accordance with love. And examples, again, would be to move into the Ascension pathway with intention, to bilocate, to experience spontaneous healing, morphing your form, time travel, the merger of different levels of consciousness in the multidimensional realm. So many things that we can experience now that just not that many years ago would have been considered, not possible or magic. So we're coming into that now. So I like those stages. Don't you think that kind of defines it?
Yes, it does. And I think I missed the third one. What was the third one?
You know what? I think I might have numbered them wrong. Okay. Number one actually is you're separate from source and there is no God. That's atheism. And I
Okay.
don't think that would really be number one. You're separate from everything. You're alone. There's only one life. You kind of randomly arrived here. Sorry, that's really step one. And, again, I think very few people are there now. Second one is the God in a box, that there is a God or a creator, but you are separate from them and you must bow down. You're not worthy. The third one is you are a co-creator with God. And again, I like to think that's where we are. You discover
Yes.
your own divine power and you're partnering with God. And the fourth one is you become a self-realized piece of God. You have full activation of the 12 strands of DNA. You become your true avatar self, where there are no limits, and you live in the expression of love in all ways. So that's where we're wanting to be, right?
Yes, and it feels like we're so close. We really are
Yes.
close. It
Yes.
really, it's like Yogananda, other great teachers, Jesus, ascended masters, that's what we are emulating. That's who we are emulating. That's our journey. It is comforting to know that we're on the third stage of this journey of evolution. It really is good.
With
And
one foot in the fourth one.
with
Right?
one,
Because some of us are time traveling and morphing and, experiencing magic. Sometimes I'm so blessed to sit and just remember the magical moments or the miracles that I've experienced with my partner and with the dolphins and whales and the various people that are experiencing spontaneous healings, or I don't know if spontaneous is the right word, but accelerated healings. We just see that all the time. Last year, we were so blessed to see so much cancer healed with the whales. Lots and lots of cancer, which is, of course, something that's a real issue. She said to share that, so within those paradigms really are the stages that you would consider ascension. And that includes when people come to the place where they say, I'm having my spiritual awakening. They know that wherever they were before, isn't where they want to be now. And those old truths just don't work anymore. And you're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing people leave their corporate jobs. You're seeing people work towards free energy, natural supplements and medicine, sustainable communities, living green, all of that, which was, kind of pie in the sky a few years ago. Now it's becoming second nature for us to actively move into what we call our awakening. And once you're in that stage, most of us you don't go back. You're not going back. You're not going to do it the old way anymore. So that would be the stage of transmutation, transformation, and healing. And I think that at some level, we probably all still have more healing to do, that we acknowledge we're in a transformative state. I don't know about you guys, but this last week, with the Lionsgate opening, so much energy, so much change, so much shift, so much joy, but still a lot of energy to process. So then we move into an energy where I work with people all the time. And of course, I work with myself, which I call the embodiment of spirit, that the spirit is not outside of you. The soul and you have merged, and you're one with your higher self, in the sense of you don't really, I say this quite often now, I don't really now that I know that free will is everything, I choose not to make free will decisions on my own. I just don't. Even with shopping, little simple stuff, I just don't. I'll meditate, even if it's 5 minutes, and I'll talk to my guides. I'll talk to my partner, Puda. I'll ask for guidance, and I let them make decisions. I let them book the classes. I let them tell me what time it's best to meet the next client, what day, when is the next best day to have a class, when's the next best day to plan a retreat, when's the next best day to go to a sacred site, and so I just surrender to that, because they have the overview. And when you can merge your consciousness with that part of you that has the overview, that's the soul embodiment we're looking for, because the soul knows everything all the time. I've often said, especially in the early years of waking up, I'd look at Puda and I'd just like, how come you know everything all the time? What is that like? And she says, she said, when you're not in human form, you know everything all the time too. God doesn't hide anything from you. You chose to come here and forget. You chose to play this game. And there's a lot of purpose behind the game. It's not just a little game that has no meaning. Your embodiment as a human and your expression of many, many lives of wisdom and experience all adds up to so many things, which we've talked about, the measurement of love. And of course, in that, I follow the Reyon teachings. I believe the purpose of the earth is so much bigger than we realize. Our cosmic quest, so to speak, is so much bigger than just yourself as a human on the earth. So when we come there, then we realize that, every smile counts, every kind word, every thought that you have or emanation that you have of joy, it all counts. And you know what? It's all sort of measured up. So it makes you not want to be negative or feel sad or bad. It really makes you want to find a deeper level of embodiment every day. And then, of course, the last stage is becoming, as we talked about, the avatar, the divine human, embracing your divine blueprint, and knowing absolutely, complete, total faith, we are aspects of our Creator. So those are more information, I think, on, sort of humans like to categorize stuff, I think, right? And kind of see it in stages. So I want to say that, I think it was about 2011 when we first heard about the white whales that were coming back. And we did this incredible trip to Kauai, and we opened the Stargate and they came back. At that time, I had received the download and information from Master Cat Puda and my guides that we were to create a film. And I had never really created a film. I've done some little home movies and things like that, but not a film that would be released to the world. And it was to be called Ascension Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart. And it was to embody the teachings that I had recently studied through the Flower of Life with Drunvalo Melchizedek, was to embody the teachings of the channeling of the dolphins and the whales. And it was to be a step-by-step kind of primer to help people embrace the different possibilities, or as again, I like the word templates of what is Ascension. So that might be a good place for us to start. I could play that. We also have a video of it. It's called What is Ascension? And it just sort of ding, 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 breaks it down. And then the film goes on to go into more detail, which, by the way, is free. It's available to everyone. If you're interested, you just go to lauriereyon.com and you click on the products page. And at the top, you can click on Ascension Guidance and you can view it. It's a YouTube and it's free for everyone. And it's, a wonderful primer again. And I starts with very simple techniques like meditation, but it moves all the way into creating light body, which I think we're going to talk a lot more about.
What is Ascension? Personal ascension is the unified presence of one being. Ascension is to hold and embody the highest potential for an incarnated being in full representation of the soul. Ascension is a collective field of expanded illumination, intuition, and acceptance within the self. Ascension is a shift into a higher state of consciousness bestowed upon you by your higher self when you are ready. Ascension is remembrance of the origin of my creation and to know who I really am. Ascension is to become my divine I Am presence. Ascension is to know oneself as infinite love, wisdom, and power. Ascension is merger of the highest vibration with my true multidimensional divine presence. Ascension is beyond faith. It is knowing and being oneself as Creator Source.
There we go. It's kind of a nice list of things to feel the potential of, isn't it?
Yes, it's very comforting, and it's interesting that it happens when we are ready. And you would think that what's going on in the world is literally a boilerplate for us. It is where we can surrender to love. It's as if we're being pushed or gently nudged in the direction of awakening as the old matrix collapses and it shifts and it changes. So how do the whales support us in and the dolphins? How do they support us in light body activation and DNA upgrades?
Well, these are really good questions because we've written a lot about it, and some of the teachings that I'm going to share are actually from the school that we have now, where we're training other people to do the light body activations. In other words, to channel the vibration of these great white whales that have come back to the planet. They came back on March 3rd, 2012 through the Stargate in Kauai, and they promised to stay through the ascension process and to assist us with the creation of light body. And this is what they said. They said, it's time to accelerate your transition now as a physical human into reclaiming your divine blueprint, the memory of yourself, known as the avatar. As we expand our consciousness and come into self-awareness, we can remember that we are humans who have the potential to access true mastery in our lives. We have the potential to become superhuman as we move into intentional evolution. That's one of their big words, intentional evolution, from the place of now acknowledging yourself as a conscious creator. So they say, choose now, if you will, to experience morphogenetic meditations and activations from the voice of the master self that I work with, to experience yourself as a cosmic creator, as a piece of the God and the goddess. These teachings are for those that want to accelerate their awakenings and claim their divine gifts. So all of the Seth teachings are about self-empowerment and coherence, and the whales acknowledge Seth as the original soul on the planet. Also, they acknowledge themselves as the original beings that came to the planet in physical form some 500 plus million years ago. They originally walked upright. They have 5 fingers and their pectoral fins. There would have been giant beings in the sense of how they walked upright. And they say, as we awaken to the truth of who we really are, we remember that the ancients on our planet are the whales. The memory will come back because everybody knew them, and everybody does know them even before coming to Earth. So the whales would say, then we are the elders. We offer you an opportunity that God has given us the opportunity to share with you how to use the mechanisms within you, the sacred geometry, to open the crystalline seals of your cells and your DNA. So the great whales have shared that they are the keepers of the codes of creation that are within all of us. They are our galactic ancestors, and they seek now to connect with you one by one, heart to heart, with each human that's ready to begin this DNA encoding. So when you start doing this work, what you experience is the first and most important thing is they clear old emotional toxins and debris. With your permission, they'll cut cords to the contracts that have kept you bound to karma and to different levels of duality. Some of us come in, and maybe you've experienced this as a child or a young person, and it has nothing to do with your life experience because you haven't had any life experience yet. And what you're sensing or feeling, or even different things that are going on in your physicality, have come with you, and they were stored on the grid. And when you come through and you embody, you pick them up, because that would be your karmic expression. And part of coming back to the planet is choosing to pick up your own karma, not leave it to someone else to do it, and to settle it in this life, to come to a positive place with each of the different things. And of course, when you ask the whales to come in and help you, it happens so quickly. It's like they're able to bring in this superpower cleaning agent. And it's basically called the violet flame. They transmute at the subatomic level, every cell, every molecule, every atom, every subatomic particle that moves through the timelines, it moves through the dimensions until it is complete. And so then the dolphins come in, and they call it the lessons of love. There are certain levels that are cosmic laws and the galactic laws, universal laws. And when we come into alignment with that, the one I think Earth is working on right now is law of attraction. Understanding that what we think and what we feel, we create, taking responsibility to become a conscious creator. But when you do that you access the opportunity in your mindset to say, you know what, I need help. I can't do this by myself. This is too hard. I would have done it a long time ago by myself if I could. I need help. So the whales here are the agents of that. And dolphins, of course, are toothed whales. They're part of it. And they come in and they've always been here. I mean, we just didn't have the wherewithal. We weren't awake enough yet to understand where the real doctors are, where the real healing begins. So when we connect to them, we claim our divine spiritual gifts little by little, in alignment with your soul, what your soul wants. The whales always tell this speech before we begin a healing. They always say, everything that we're going to do today has to come through permission of your soul. We can't come in and just fix everything, because sure, we could do that, but your soul is designing this life for you. The different challenges that you have, the different gifts that you have, the opportunities that are given to you. This is coming through the soul embodiment. And the more you merge with your soul, or we call it your higher self, your I am presence, the more you're connected to that, the easier it is to understand how the whales are going to work with you, because they're taking their direction from your higher being. Does that make sense? They want to follow the path that's best for you to still have the highest experience while clearing the karma and moving back into the light body. So we call it alchemy. It's a natural healing that's always been there. It's always been available to us. And when we think about how a lot of it's done, it's through the water molecules. The whales are out there singing in the oceans. They're singing in the galactic realms, and their song is the code of creation. And we now have scientific proof that when the whale song touches your body, the water molecules in your body, your bloodstream, start to change in 30 seconds. And they turn into the sacred geometric form of the double star tetrahedron, which is the molecule of the Merkaba, or the light body. Merkaba is another name for the light body. So they connect you, if you're willing, to sacred geometry, your own living light field. becomes part of the process of teaching it, of spinning it and realigning it. If you study the Flower of Life, or you read or work with Drunvalo Melchizedek, who's one of the great teachers on the planet, he will tell you that the last time the people on our planet had activated Merkabas or light bodies was 12,000 years ago. And after the fall of Atlantis, they collapsed. And it's been a process to remember now, to come back, to make the active choice, free will, to reclaim your light body. So, and then the next step is you're connected to Hollow Earth and to Mother Earth, and to the elemental kingdom, because they're the builders of form. When they received your divine blueprint, which was designed on the planet Sirius B, that's the whale planet where the genetics occur. When that's in place and it's fired in the etheric, then it's given to the elemental beings inside Hollow Earth. You have a body elemental, actually, that structures the building of your human form from the time you go into conception in the baby form, when you first are conceived. And those first 8 cells are formed, that becomes your Merkaba. That happens in connection to the earth. She really is your mother. It's the elements of the earth that make up our physical body. So it's about having the whales reconnect you to Mother Earth, to your mother, your true mother, and to the builders of form, who are earth, air, fire, and water. And, for most intensive purposes, when I grew up in this life, I didn't know about them. I loved the earth. I loved flowers and nature and animals, but there were no teachings in my world where I grew up about the elementals. Once I started to communicate with them and understand them and work with the whales, everything changed. Everything changed. I don't know about you, but I can get a plant now, and I'm not any particular special gardener, but if I connect it to the elementals and I pray with it, I play with them, it just grows. Like, I just went out and looked at my roses, hadn't been out there for about 3 days, and they've grown like 2 feet. It's like, it's like so great. So we then connect to the grid, the crystalline grid, which is restructuring our transmutation. And you become an activated being of service. And that, of course, is the final step when you step into service and you decide, the only reason you're here is to help others. The only reason we're here is to bring more love and light to the planet than was here a moment ago, to continue to add to that and to heal the aspects from the fall back to Atlantis and bring it forward so that the pathway of the birth canal, the Ascension canal, can be paved with light now. And we can just make that easy transition into the 5D world. And then, of course, we connect to our Palladian brothers and sisters, who are the keepers of that dimension, and they're waiting for us, and they're helping us. So it's probably going kind of fast, but I hope I'm sharing as much as I can.
I love it, actually. Do you have a way that we can connect to the crystalline grid? Is that through our awakening?
Yes. But there's probably a better process, than to just say, I'm going to connect to the grid, probably to get our bodies a little bit more ready. So I thought today, with the time element, we'll look at another clip, if that's okay. It's called Creating Light Body. And then if people want to, we'll do like a short meditation, maybe called Creating Light Body, where we can close our eyes and go inward. Now, we don't have to do that, but those are a couple options I had for today. So people can experience at the end of our presentation today a higher vibration, where they might connect into Hollow Earth, into the grid, without any challenges. That would become easier because their channels will be clear. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect. All right. That sounds wonderful, Laurie. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to play the film clip called Creating Light Body, and you'll experience one of the first things the whales taught me and then told me to put into the film was that we're in the process of actually using color to change all that I described. And the first stage was, let's see, like in the 90s, let's say, for example, early 2000, when I would look in my sunglasses and, I'd be outside and there would be a reflection of energy. I actually thought it was another being or a guide around me. But what I was seeing is my own energy field, and it was opalescent, kind of a prismatic, with a pinkish and turquoise and blue, but it basically white energy, and that would be the prismatic opalescent energy. Now we're fully in the silver energy, and some even moving into the gold. So the second stage is silver, and the third stage when we ascend, will be liquid streaming light, which will be pure gold. Will actually be aspects of the sun. So you'll see a little bit of that in the clip, and maybe that will help you understand. Okay.
Ascension tool number 9, creating light body. In preparing for ascension, it is important to understand that you are a multidimensional being. It is important to understand that you are capable of conscious time travel. In our meditation, we are going to suggest that you visualize now the eye of the great whale. Now, together, we will gently travel to and enter the eye of this great whale. The eye is a portal or a stargate. This portal to a different star system feels familiar, and it is perfect and right for you. And now, accompanied by your angels and guides, we enter into this multidimensional gateway with ease and grace. Within this vortex of great energy are the memories of how to return to waveform and become a light being. It is important to understand that the water-based body you currently inhabit is now being restructured and transformed into a crystalline body of light. You have the power within you to change your water body into a light body. In our multidimensional travel, we see ourselves now gently changing the molecular and atomic structure of our body into that of pure, crystalline, rainbow form. We experience an immense sense of gratitude for this experience as we remember our point of origin and experience ourselves once again that of pure light. We see our divine life blueprint and the patterns of perfection within ourselves. We see and experience in the truth of our divine self and the origin of our creation. As we experience the perfection and truth of who we are, we envision our body, and we see our heart and the blood that runs through our arteries and veins. We see the life force that is our blood, and it is beautiful and red flowing within us. And now we begin to see our blood turning gently into silver light. The transformation of the golden spiral sweeps over us and through us. And we are now using the power of our intention to transform our blood into light. We are now silver light. And now, continuing to raise our vibration, we begin to use the power of the golden spiral to transform our silver light into gold. The gold light sweeps through us and becomes one with us as every molecule of our bodies transform into waveforms of gold. Our bodies are transforming into gold light, and our blood has become golden liquid light. And now we witness our organ systems beginning to glow with golden light. And now our lymph and muscle tissues are glowing with the golden light. And now, through the power of our intention and the divine light of Creator, our structural skeletal system and our very bones have become one with the golden spiral of light. We have transformed ourselves into a body of golden light, and we are now perfect and pristine. We are now literal patterns of perfection, ascended and free, embodying our ascended form of light. We are now expanded and conscious of our multidimensional selves. And now, gently, it is time to return back to our third dimensional bodies. Return gracefully and easily through the portal that is the eye of the great whale. Return now to your third dimensional awareness, body, and existence. We are bringing with us upgraded patterns of light and DNA. We have transformed our genetic structure and intelligence through the power of intention and our connection to the truth of our divine origins. We have brought the purity an expanded vision of this healing and meditation to our bodies on this day. We are one with all life everywhere. Join with me now and say, I am that I am. I am that I am. I remember I am. I remember I am. I am holy. I am holy. I am sacred. I am sacred. I am light, and I am love. I am light, and I am love. I am divinity embodied. I am divinity embodied. Master Buddha says, "Blessed be my Creator friends. Let us rejoice." And so it is.
Hey, we're back. I love that piece.
We are golden lights, and we are remembering the I am presence. We are divinity embodied.
Yes,
Wow.
we are. Those are wonderful affirmations to do every day. And also the one I think is particularly effective is to say, I remember I am, because
Yes.
there really isn't, I mean, technically, there isn't anything to learn. It's only to remember. Because when we're not here in the physical form in this dimension, as Master Buddha said, we do know everything. We're connected to the God source and nothing is hidden from us. So there's nothing stopping us from remembering other than our own, our own choice and how we choose to evolve and how we choose to enlighten ourselves and expand.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yes, I find it particularly helpful, the mantra, I am light, I am
Yes.
love. When I wake up in the morning, in the wee hours of the morning, and things are on my mind, for example, I use that mantra and it instantly calms me down and it reconnects me. It really
Yes.
is soothing and beautiful.
Mhm.
What powerful tools, very simple, but powerful.
Well, that's really it. The lost teaching is that it isn't hard. Remembering that you're a being that's eternal, that's immortal being, that's chosen to have a human experience and to really enjoy it, to find the greater purpose of being here, of course, is about gratitude and just creating passion and joy every day, because that's the vibration that keeps you rising, dimensionally speaking, and of course, changing the cells in your body. Thinking about, again, Dr. Emoto's work, we talked about where he proved that water is sentient, that water is alive, it has memory, it's conscious. And when you speak to your own body, to the water in your body, and you bless the water in your body, it changes right away. I mean, everything changes. Buddha's favorite thing, I think I've told you now, is to come into the kitchen or the living room in the morning, and she said, "So, what do the water crystals in your body look like right now?" It makes you think about it, doesn't it? Should we bless the water in our body? Should we play some whale sounds, huh? Should we change the molecular structure of the water in your body so you can have a really great day? Or should we just kind of, go around? You know what I mean? It's like you put a little bit of intention into blessing the water in your body, and oh my, oh, how wonderful it is. And you put a little bit of intention into accessing the masters or the whales, and that sound permeates your body. I wish I could share with you. I mean, seriously, hundreds, people too, but hundreds of animals that are healed in hours that are at death's door. As soon as
Yeah.
the whales are put on, they just bounce. They're just, it's like that's what they needed. And they absolutely know how to absorb it, I guess you'd say, to access it. Where, we have resistance as humans. We've been here a while and we've been through what people would perceive to be negative or difficult challenges. Of course, not necessarily realizing that you created every single one of them. Everybody's not there. The old saying with Abraham is you can't get sick enough to help the sick. You can't get poor enough to help the poor. When people are in that paradigm, that's where they are, and we're not to tell them they're wrong. We're not to criticize them. We're not to say, your pain isn't real. We're not to tell them any of that. Of course, especially when it happens to you, you're to move through it with light. and to move through it with love. And each person has to do that from their heart. That's the big thing, is that the greatest distance from the heart, from the head back down to the heart, is how it all happens. So that's it. Living in the vibration of love and accessing the heart is the key. And these animals that are our stewards everywhere you look, and the nature beings around us, they live in their hearts. They don't analyze everything. They don't have to think it through. They just go in the heart, and the solution energy flows, and they know what to do and where to go, and they receive the information. You can think about all the different situations when you're looking at the masters or the animals. Like, let's say there's an earthquake coming or a tsunami. I mean, you can look at the history of the earth. They leave right before it happens. They're like, whoop, we're out of here. They know. And, when we come to that level of consciousness, we'll know too. Probably too, we'll have the collective level of consciousness to stop, major weather events like that, because often they're karmic. So there's a lot to look forward to as we awaken and we reclaim our spiritual independence and heritage, our freedom, and we start to march to our own drummers, but yet we come to a place of coherence with the group around us, where we want to create together. We want to create for the greater good, but yet we want to be your own sovereign individual being too, and to express yourself. So this is an exciting time to be alive, an exciting time to be in transition, and to be sharing these truths with each other. So I have to thank you, Loren. She does such a great job, doesn't she, of bringing all these wonderful speakers and truths to the world. We all can benefit from that. Mm.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Laurie. And I just wanted to say that the animals are in their hearts, and that's what allows them to heal so quickly. It's
Yes.
beautiful, and they're great role models for all of us. They're open to it. Okay. So as we conclude our program today, I wanted to give you a moment to do a meditation that will allow us to anchor in our hearts and be connected.
Okay. I'm going to do one that I created called Creating Light Body. It's just a place where you're going to want to now close your eyes and really center yourself in your heart and know beyond a shadow of a doubt how loved and supported you are, how incredible it is. And even if you have a moment to put something over your eyes, that would benefit you. And just give me a moment to find it. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it will shift us. This is our light body activation with the great white whales. Your physical body is expanded and illuminated through your intention and consciousness. Together, joined in love, we will expand our vibrations in this healing meditation to connect to the crystalline grid. Move into a completely relaxed state where you are floating into your bliss. Become aware of your breath as you open to be infused with the light of the divine. Feel your physical body in complete peace. Move into emotional balance, deeply connected to your heart space. Breathing deeply and surrendering the analytical mind. Connect now to the sun. Project your consciousness now into the solar body of the sun itself. Merge with your solar Divine Father energy, sometimes referred to as Ra, or Archangel Sandalphon. Place your whole self inside the ball of the sun. You are now in union with the transforming energy
of the sun. Connect now with your higher self of the divine light of Creator. As you do this, visualize yourself as a glowing, pulsating sphere of solar light. And now, radiating your divine solar light energy, call out to the other aspects of your soul. As you summon the other aspects of your oversoul, ask for a merger of the highest light. You are now a unified, vibrating solar sphere of divine light. Call for now your solar light body to descend and merge with your physical human form. Breathing deeply, allowing the sun's solar codes to penetrate your skin, your muscle tissue, and your bloodstream. Bring your awareness into the feeling state of your human form, feeling soft, white light penetrate your tissues. And now, bring your awareness to your crown chakra. Open it slowly to receive an infusion of divine solar light, affirming, I am light. All of my cells are being bathed in soothing, warm, solar light of the divine. The light from my crown chakra is now filling my entire head and illuminating my pineal. My third eye is expanding and further activating. The divine solar light is now flowing into my spine. The soothing divine white light flows down my entire spine and fills my perineum. I see and feel a swirling pool of light at my base and root. My kundalini is stimulated. I am light. Bursts of kundalini light are surging up my spinal column, saturating each chakra with vibrant, pulsating light. Charged and powerful, swirling light is emanating from my heart in counter-rotating fields. The toroidal fields from my heart are expanding out into the world as I emanate pure heart light and love. I breathe more solar light into my heart as it continues to spark and ignite. I am light. Amplified light energy is now flowing through my entire meridian systems. I I am now in full body light activation. I am breathing divine solar white light into my entire body. I am now connecting to my divine energy systems with intention and love to the crystalline world light grid. I call out now to the energy of my diva body elemental. As I do so, I ground my energy deep into the core of Mother Gaia. I acknowledge myself as a child of Mother Earth. As I make this connection, I acknowledge that my human form is a perfect divine balance of the elements: air, water, fire, and earth. The energy and consciousness of my body elemental now bridges with my divine oversoul and activated light body. I am weaving this energy into a perfect matrix of crystalline light. I am light. I sense and see a continual infusion of solar divine light flowing through my crown chakra, down my spinal column, and out into my perineum, into Mother Earth. And now, this divine light of Mother Earth comes back up into my physical form, infusing me, perfectly recirculated, perfectly balanced and calibrated just for me. I allow this continual flow of the perfectly balanced infinity loop of light to work within me. I acknowledge that the toroidal field that emanates from my heart is continuing to expand. I tune now to the counter-rotating fields of my Merkaba, my living light fields. I sense and feel the cleansing and the purification continuing to spin through my physical form. And at the same time, I know my DNA is being upgraded as more light is infused and stored within my form. I continue to breathe pure, divine, crystalline light. I sense and feel sacred geometric forms spinning within me. I see and feel my body's light continue to expand as it upgrades to hold more light. I am light. I am pure light. I am open to these encodements and the language of light within me. I am light. I call out now to the 13 white whales, creator gods, the council of the great Cetacean nations, and the whales that are available to assist me now in this activation and healing.
Beautiful. So the whales and dolphins are the most ancient and spiritually advanced souls. They tell us that it's time to upgrade our systems and make a conscious quantum shift within our own operating systems. The energy medicine systems of pure potentiality can create an instant upgrade for you. These processes work with your intention to heal and expand your consciousness. The great mother whale Watakiki has said, the dolphin and whale energy medicine that has been given to us creates a crystalline matrix in the human form, activating dormant DNA and allowing the human to carry more light, thus preparing them for ascension. So during an energy light medicine session, the cetaceans and the celestial beings of light access your Akashic records with permission and your original soul divine life blueprint. This exists within the matrix of the grid systems of the earth. Your records also exist within the water molecules of the Earth's ocean, and they can be easily accessed with permission by the whales and dolphins who are stewards for humanity. So when you do a whale healing and clearing session or a light body activation or a DNA calibration session with the dolphins, you give the opportunity to them to access your original state of existence. And there is so much love and support here for you. So thank you for that.
So beautiful. What an incredible journey there. Exquisite.
I think we've shifted now. Everyone feels lighter,
Yes.
don't they? Yeah.
Absolutely. The song of the whales, it's always so heart opening and expanding of consciousness. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. There's
What
one
a
other
beautiful-
message if
Yeah.
we're ready to close that Puda would like to share.
Okay.
It's from the film. It's a closing message, and it's all about ascension, and it's about not only seeing ourselves transform, but seeing the planet transform, and the larger picture. So this might be a good time to share that. Is that okay?
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Master Buddha's closing ascension message. The process of ascension is well underway now, is ongoing, and will continue past the year 2012. Ascension is evolution expressed through the ascent of the spiral of life. 2012 set the stage for the pinnacle of biological ascension as we experience the dematerialization of the Earth's magnetic fields and the final phases of existence in the third dimension. Our wondrous Earth experience is but an experiment with the density of love in biological form. And as our linear time frame is expressed, we can witness that evolution is not random. Evolution is consciousness in motion, and it uses the energy of the golden mean. The spiral of ascent is accelerating now, looping itself upward outside of linear time. The changes within our form start at the molecular level and are expressed through our atomic structure. Science can document changes now in metabolism, our neurology, and even within our genes. As we move into a higher vibration, more universal life force is assimilated and sustained. Aging as we knew it is reversing now, and youthing is a conscious choice. Use the power of your conscious will and intent to see yourself becoming lighter. Access the codes of creation within your master self and divine life blueprint now. Ask for vibrant health and intelligence to be restored within your body. Open to the healer within you, as no one but you can give permission for the changes you are seeking. Ultimately, the carbon-based molecule will completely transform and transfigure into a crystalline form, and you will return to a light body form. The evolution of ascension is love, and it is taking place within the cosmos, our planet Earth, and within your physical makeup. Blessings on your ascension, dear friends. I am Master Cat Buddha, and so it is.
Thank you so much. I really love that. It's just transformative every time I see it. When we were creating the film, she kept saying the end had to be the earth ascending, the earth becoming translucent, and moving up. And I'm like, how are we ever going to get film like that? Thank God people came forward. I Am Avatar, South America donated footage, and so many people did. And there it is. It's just a testament to ask and you will receive. Somehow what you're seeking or looking for when you're in this vibration will appear. The universe is, conspiring to assist you. We forget that sometimes, don't we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, Laurie, thank you for raising our vibration today with the help of the whales and Master Cat Buddha and the beautiful, exquisite information that you shared. We are lifted and the world is changed. We're
I
activated.
believe so. I believe
Yeah.
so. I believe so. As we
Awesome.
close, I just want to say the masters, that we all work, whether it's conscious or unconscious, are teaching us that the ascension experience is for every soul. As we gain our mastery, we will one day be so filled with love and light that we will know complete liberation from the world of duality, of karma and rebirth. It's a spiritual enlightenment pathway, and it's the pathway of freedom. It frees us from that which would be considered the gravitational forces or the toxins, diseases of our planet, and we'll move into the path of bliss, of actual beingness with God's eternal presence and grace, using the presence of divine love. The masters say ascension is for every soul. It's just when you're ready. So there's no pressure, but certainly an opportunity for each of you here. So many blessings.
Many blessings. And I know everyone watching and listening are ready. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
As we say goodbye, I want to give you a quick minute to share a special offer. You had a collection of courses that were recorded. I believe it's on our website.
Yes.
And did you want to say something about that?
Well, this year I couldn't make a decision, about what to put into the special offer. So I kind of put everything in there. I put products and CDs and meditations and prayers and lots of replays of various classes. Everything from just animal communication, which is where I started, into the dolphin and whale messages and healing, into activating your third eye, soul alignment. There's just a lot. And the people that have purchased it, they've been so nice and kind to tell me that they're still moving through it. There's so much stuff in there. It could take you a few months to go through it all, but it's a very generous offer from my heart, and I hope that you'll take advantage of it.
Very generous indeed. It's full of really wonderful content, large amounts of content, a great library of work. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You'll find that link here on this webpage, and we invite you to check it out. And we thank you for being here and activating your light body and upgrading your DNA. Laurie, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Many blessings to you too.
Many blessings. Namaste.
Namaste.
This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Visit newearth1.com.